Stanford, Kentucky. Population 3,700. It may look like a movie set, and while they've made movies here before, it's the real-life story of one of their own, Cindy Mullins, that's cast those who live in this all-American town into a true-life drama.
It was just a normal life. Hectic, but normal just like anybody else.
But all that changed after Cindy's kidneys began to fail, following what was supposed to be routine kidney stone surgery.
The drugs that the doctors gave you to save your life starved your limbs of
Blood flow.
And that left you
with no circulation in my limbs, so essentially they died.
1,000 miles away in Florida, James Crocker, a businessman, read about Cindy's amputations in a newspaper. So bothered by what he read, he jumped in his truck and headed to Kentucky.
Didn't know Cindy, never met Cindy, but seeing an article where a woman loses all 4 limbs within a few days, it just was heartbreaking.
His heart led him to a surprisingly upbeat 41-year-old wife and mother of 2 boys, a nurse who had once been that cheerleader always at the top of the pyramid. But now, in her 2-story house, simple tasks, even just putting on makeup, had become a new challenge. This is where James had an idea. Would local volunteers with skilled trades donate their time and materials and construct Cindy an accessible house? Even more preposterous, could it be done in just 10 days?
We're building this home in 10 days, and my hope is that the country will be inspired. As Americans, you know, we're too divided these days.
Football teams need coaches and top-notch players. This team of Super Bowl house builders is, in this case, driven by purpose.
I think it's for a good cause. I really feel good about doing it.
You know, we're putting this home up for her so she has access and stuff, you know, to get around and stuff. Like, good thing, you know?
If you've ever had even a small remodeling job, you know, done in just 10 days does not happen. In the first few hours, Cindy signed the frame of what would become her new home, and then was kept in the dark for the next 9 days.
I don't have any idea who most of them are. But they are just taking their time out to do something for me. It's pretty special.
Some volunteers drove in from hours away. Amish.
She is a stranger, yeah. And help her where she got a home to live in.
Immigrants from Mexico and Guatemala.
Pues realmente motivado, ¿no? Para poder ayudarle.
Among the volunteers, a contractor who lives his own version of Cindy's challenges.
And I know that this home is going to give her a sense of freedom. It's going to give her a sense of independence back again.
Okay, so let's look at the plumbing specs.
Liz Bitak was born and raised in Stanford.
She has a lot of fixtures on her side of the shower.
After 9 years in New York and Philadelphia as a designer working on $30 million projects,
Cindy, I believe, has a regular shower.
Liz is now back home with the unique knowledge to lay out more than 100 accommodations for Cindy's house.
You'll notice, obviously, we're 1 floor here, so it's accessible, no stairs to get up and down. The hallways are a little bit wider than typical. I can pass someone comfortably walking in a wheelchair on a walker. I decided to go in the undermounted microwave so that when Cindy's in her wheelchair, she can push a button, a drawer comes out, and she can easily get her food.
I gotta think the bathroom is a big challenge.
It can be, but not for Cindy. With the push of a button, the shower turns on. And it will be voice activated to respond to her voice.
Brilliant. It really is. It's brilliant.
It is.
Okay.
It's smarter than all of us.
Step by step, Cindy is slowly adapting to her new life.
Hey Siri, text messages.
There are things she's learning she can do on her own.
Lucy said, have fun on your trip. Y'all keep me in the loop.
She and her husband DJ say to be where they are now is so far from what they most feared.
It's hard for me to think about now That he may have had to tell our children that I wasn't coming home.
That was rough, but everything worked out and tickled to death. I mean, couldn't be happier. It's amazing.
By day 6, rain and mud had slowed the job, but the teams were still 5 hours ahead of schedule.
Put a price tag on this.
I don't know that there is a price tag. In terms of dollars and cents, over $600,000, but in terms of love being poured out on this family, how do you put a price tag on that?
It's taken more than 13,000 work hours to build the house, more than 300 pairs of hands to complete what they call the 10-day Mullins miracle. It wasn't until the paint began to dry, the kitchen was tiled, the sod was planted. Only then did it become clear a 10-day Mullins miracle was within reach.
Something about that green grass, makes it just come to life and feel like, people are going to live here in a few days. And all these people have done such wonderful things. It's just very emotional to be a part of it and to watch it all happening.
And on day 10, preposterous became possible. Those who helped and those who donated celebrating.
Love you, man.
It was more than I ever could have imagined.
Their new house, a new beginning for Cindy and the Mullins family.
Oh, look at the microwave.
A new home, fully furnished, accessible.
Turn hallway lights on. Okay.
Most would consider Cindy's circumstances a nightmare. Cindy says otherwise.
No, I'm living a dream.
From tiny Stanford, Kentucky, a lesson for all of us. True kindness can come from total strangers.
This is more than I ever could have dreamed. There are not enough words to say thank you to everybody.
God and love built this house. That's exactly what happened here.